Bred for the racetrack, yet destined to be driven every day, cars like this are judged not only by their lap times, but how well they'll play as a daily driver. The balancing act is extremely difficult, which is why this next generation M3 Coupe, now known as the M4, is utterly amazing.
Hang around Bimmer heads long enough and you'll realize they don't like model years very much, instead preferring BMW's internal codes to describe their cars, like calling this the F82. And like most car curmudgeons you meet, they're fiercely resistant to change. So this all-new 2015 M4 must be driving them crazy. It's the 5th generation of the M3 lineage, which dates back to the 1980s. But to adhere to BMW's new nomenclature, which designates two-door models with even numbers, it's called the M4. The V8 is also gone, supplanted by a turbocharged 3-liter inline-six, the first time BMW has turned to forced induction for this car. But don't fret, Mr. Fusser. Change can indeed be a good thing, and the M4 is automotive proof. I was never a fan of the previous M3's body style, but designers absolutely hit a grand slam with the M4's, striking the menacing stance those craving this car will certainly appreciate. Every bump, crease, and seam has a purpose, and together with these optional 19-inch black wheels wrapped in staggered width Michelin Pilot Supersport tires, it commands respect and demands attention. $1,900 adds adaptive full LED lights, and $500 more this mineral gray metallic paint, putting the finishing touches on an iconic M destined for design glory. And what you ask is peeking from behind the wheels? These are the lightweight, heat-resistant M carbon ceramic brakes for those with motorsport aspirations and a fat wallet, priced at $8,150.
The M Cockpit is driver-focused, as it should be, with body-sculpted soft leather seats and a leather-wrapped steering wheel, which feels just perfect in the hand. A helm you could reside all day in without fatigue. But the number of chassis and drivetrain settings and the possible number of drive configurations is a bit dizzying. And this shifter for the DCT definitely takes some getting used to. It's even too cool for park.
This third generation of the 7-speed M double-clutch transmission is BMW's best effort yet, combining 3 selectable drive modes and launch control. It's quirky to initiate at the lever, but it rapidly changes gears and doesn't annoy the heck out of you when around the town driving, where other than some DCT hesitation traits when going from reverse to drive and vice versa, it drives very much like a traditional automatic. Purists can save $2,900 by opting for the 6-speed manual, and thus another $150 per year in fuel costs. But this one is faster, turning out a blistering 0 to 60 run in under 4 seconds. Gas mileage is rated at 17 mpg city, 24 highway.
Speed builds wickedly here, as the M4's active differential works feverishly to keep the rear tires planted to the pavement. It takes a lot of experimentation to find just the right settings mix, but once there, the M4 feels as stable and tractable as any rear-wheel drive Uber sports car I've ever driven. It makes tackling your favorite driving roads seem downright pedestrian. It's practically begging to be flogged at the track.
And indeed, the primary objective of this car is impressive racetrack capability, and its lower weight, thanks to the judicious use of carbon fiber reinforced plastic, honed aerodynamics, and a track spec cooling system contribute to the cause. Unfortunately, no track time awaited, and so I instead pondered how the M4 fits into a daily routine. Other than elevated tire noise, the M4 in large part maintains BMW's hallmark compliant ride quality, thanks mostly to the M adaptive suspension, a $1,000 option. However, individually choosing engine, steering, shock, and transmission preferences can become tedious. I prefer Audi's more forthright Drive Select for this job. It's a comfortable car to drive and ride in, even in the rear, as the M4 provides generous coupe proportions. A heads-up display keeps your focus in the right place, and check out how cool these glowing M emblems are at night. A number of packages and options on my tester adorn the cabin with enough luxury touches to keep it from being just a track car, and the trunk has a relatively large, helpful cut to pack away goods. This M4 starts at about $65,000 and rests at $86,225 as tested. A car far too capable for roads with speed limits, the M4 seems frustrated at times with normal operation, preferring to be driven hard and fast. For TestDriveNow.com, I'm Steve Hammes.